Well, let's talk about this because y'all first came across my radar last year with your In Somber Dreams EP, which really was like ooh, okay, I have to put a mark in my brain for this because this is the type of music that I can really sink my teeth into. But give us a little bit of a history about the band. How did y'all form, and why did y'all decide to choose the death metal, doom metal direction that y'all decided to do?
Yeah, sure. So the idea, so like the band formed in 2019, but the idea for the band started a few years prior to that. I was in a band with our current drummer Don, and one of my best friends, he was also in that band, and we had played a show that day, and he tragically passed away that evening,
Mm.
and we were just all just utterly shook. He was like one of our best friends ever, well-known guy in the scene here. Um, and that was the end of that band. I didn't have a band, and I was just depressed. And your best friend dies, you're not in a good place for a while there. And so I knew that I wanted to continue playing with some of the people that we had all played together with. And but I didn't have any idea at that time. And then I just after a couple months I kind of started picking up the guitar again, and you know still in that same headspace, and the stuff that was coming out um, came out in this death doomy, like forlorn, sad, direction. Just because that's how I was like channeling, what I was feeling. I was getting those feelings out through these melodies and through these chords and everything. And I had no idea what we were going to do with it at that point. I was listening to a lot of like the early Catatonia stuff, which obviously kind of like bleeds into our sound, because that stuff just sounded right for me at the time. It's a lot of it's about loss and things like that. And so I put together a number of ideas for songs, and I was getting close to putting them over the finish line, just by myself, just guitar wise. But I needed help, like getting them done and getting some demo thing made or something. So one of my great friends, Ben Sandman, who I played in a death metal band with back in the early 2000s, late 90s or whatever, I asked him to help me out and kind of finish up some of these songs. And so we went into his studio and finished up one, two, and we were like, whoa, okay, this is pretty cool.
Mm.
There was no real intention of it being a band at that point. We were just kind of messing around, and we got a buddy to throw down on a demo, some vocals and everything. And the reaction just to this one song that we put out there for our friends was huge. And yet from there we were like, oh, okay, maybe we should do a real band. And we finished up those songs. Original vocalist didn't want to be in a band anymore. He was just doing a favor. So we got Brandon in the band. At that point, our buddy TJ was playing bass. We put out the EP, and then from there we went, I guess.
Oh yeah, I love that. And I'll have some questions about like obviously the mournful, emotional melodies that really permeate this band. I'll want to talk about in a little bit. But Corey, I want you to jump in here. Please change the subject if you must. If you must.
Well, we were just talking a little bit about, you guys putting the album out, and it came out 3 days ago. And how do you feel right now?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I know I'm stealing one of your questions, John, but like, I mean, I know I had a pretty positive reaction to this album when Sean first sent it to me.
Mm.
Wise Blood Records is a Pulse favorite, so pretty much anything Sean sends to me, I'm like, yes, whatever. I don't even have to listen to it. Yes, but then when I actually did listen to it, I mean, this is a breathtaking album, and how does it feel to finally have it out there in the world for people to
Oh,
experience?
thank you. Yeah, it feels amazing. It's been a long time coming. We've been like some of these songs I've been writing since 2016, so it's great to
Mhm.
get them out there. Having it come out, 3 days ago, we've already sold out of the vinyl. We've already sold out of the CDs for the first pressing. We've at some point, I don't know where it is now, we were like number one on all the Bandcamp charts related to it.
I
We
think you
were,
still are as of this morning.
Yeah,
oh,
when I checked this morning, y'all were still up there.
oh my God. Yeah, we even cracked like the top 10, like all genres. We were like, and I was like, what the, this is insane. Like I like had no expectation for this to like do anything other than, maybe send to some friends or whatever. So it feels really, really good that it's resonating with people. I've been getting messages like crazy. People love the somberness to it, the sad melodies and everything. Everybody's saying it's perfect for this time of year. It feels really nice because it was totally unexpected, the response we've received so far.
Yeah, for sure. And as unexpected as it is, I do think it is well earned because you guys have created something that is quite striking. And throughout like all of the trials of forming the band and everything like that, you've created something that is for a debut full length. It's very cohesive, it's very beautifully written, and it is very soul crushing, which, as John knows, is the thing that I look for in a band. It's like, oh, is this gonna hurt? Yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for those words. It's
Yeah.
a very important album for us. It's like it's deeply meaningful for all of us. It's not just some dudes getting together and writing riffs. I mean, there's true emotion coming from everybody and everything we do in this band. It's a tribute to our fallen friends and loved ones and everything in a way. So thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah. And I'm sure that probably leads into one of John's questions that he was just referencing. So I set you
Yeah.
up, even though I stole your question.
So good. No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't steal questions around here. We borrow and interchange questions, Cori. No, but so it's actually a great segue because you mentioned the time of the year and everything like that. Me myself, I've been going last couple days, week or so. I've been going through a little bit of a down period myself, and the music that you have is so, like, especially right now with like where my emotional state is so comforting, I feel like. And I don't know if that's because like you can, the music was written in sadness, and when you're sad and you're listening to it just feels like a warm blanket over you or something like that. So my question is you can just hear, right, the tears flowing out of like the guitar leads and the vocals and everything like that. When you were writing these, are these riffs and is this music influenced by, can you remember specifically what you were doing when you were writing riffs? Or is it just a, like, okay, I was feeling this way and I wanted to try and get like a mournful line or a melancholy line or something like that? Like how do these riffs be to you now?
Wow, that's a great question. Um, I never set out, I can't speak for everybody in the band or whatever, but I never set out like to say, I'm going to write this sad riff. No, I sit down in whatever headspace I'm in at the time, and whatever comes out just comes out, honestly. If it's a good day, if I'm like happy and had a great day, like I'm probably not going to come up with anything cool for this band, honestly, on those days. um, you know, but a lot of this stuff was written, in when my head was in a dark spot. Like a lot of the stuff is especially coming from a long time ago. Some of these riffs are like holdovers from years ago. Some of them are newer, of course, but yeah, I never set out purposefully to write something that's like sad or forlorn sounding. It's just what comes out, to be honest. And for Brandon, like with his piano stuff that he's doing and vocally, I would can't speak for him, but I would say that he's in the same spot. He spent a lot of time alone
Mm.
during the lockdowns and everything, and was able to get out a lot of the emotion that was deep down. So it just channels into our fingers and our writing and all that. So
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up because he did mention that in a couple of interviews and press releases I've seen, as far as the isolation that permeates this music. Which I was reading one review of it. They were like, you would think that they're from Norway or Sweden, not from Indianapolis or whatever, right? Just because it has that like nature round to it. But
yeah.
I think that works all around because like you can tell that these are genuine emotions, and that like when the songs literally drip with them, that there's something there.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Who knows how long it's going to take to write the next one? If I guess it depends on where we are.
Yeah, Corey's gonna be knocking on your door every 6 months from now.
You
Corey,
got a new album yet?
jump in here, please.
Oh, well, that actually just answered my next question because you know me. I'm greedy and I'm going to want to know more. But actually, my next question really is I know that, things are opening up in the world. Things are moving in the industry here, especially here in the States. When do I get to see you live? When you come into Oregon?
Oh man, we would love to. Well, here's the deal with like our show stuff. We're gonna play. We have a couple like
Mhm.
Indiana shows booked. That's all we have like officially that we can announce right now. We're probably not going to be a touring band like hardcore out on the road. We've a couple of us have families and stuff, and it's not really interested in doing that.
Mhm.
But we do want to book on to some festivals around the states or wherever, and try to get on some shows around those festivals and like on the way home kind of situation. So if anybody wants to book us, hey, hit me up. Yeah, we don't have a booking agent or anything. This, like I said, this band kind of came a lot quicker than we thought and didn't know what the response was going to be. So we actually haven't even thought about that stuff. It was just more of a creative outlet, a catharsis, if you will.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, we want to get out there. We want to do it in a smart way. We don't want to lose our ass like touring and being away from family and not making any money or anything like that. So
Yeah, if you're going to do shows, you're going to want to make sure it's worth it. Makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Yeah,
We want our shows to be special. We're not going to play all the time. Make it a fun event or sad fun event. I don't know. Fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to see it at a dark, either outside open air with the stars above us, or just like in a dark tent or something. It needs to be dark, is what I'm saying when we watch y'all.
It needs to be fire in the mountains at night.
That's exactly
that sounds
what
amazing.
I was thinking.
Fire in the mountains.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Our first show we ever played, I mean, we've only played a few shows, but our first one was at a festival here in Indy, and it was like 2 p.m. It was bright and sunny, and I was like, oh, this is kind of weird.
That's disparate.
Yeah. It was cool though.
Yeah, Cori, if you don't mind, I do have a question. You've mentioned Indiana a couple of times, and y'all are from the great crossroads town of Indianapolis. I spent some time in Elkhart, in Indiana, in a younger portion of my life. But so Cori and I talk about this a lot. Wise Blood is out of Indiana. There is a ton of good metal bands coming out of Indianapolis right now. Indianapolis specifically, but really all over Indiana and like Ohio and all these different Rust Belt cities. Why do you think Indianapolis is such a good scene? And what should outsiders know about this burgeoning town?
Man, I don't know, but in like the central Indiana area is like blowing up right now. I've been here all my life. I was in bands in the late 90s or whatever, and the scene right now is better than it ever has been here locally, which is amazing. We have people here who are just genuine and just love metal. We have a very big sense of community in the metal scene here. It's not huge, but we do have a lot of bands for the amount of people we have here, it seems. And I don't know exactly what happened, but it's very popular. We have a great venue, Black Circle Music Pub, right now that basically focuses on the heavy stuff. It's all ages, but so they've got a bar and everything, so it's fun for everybody. We have a lot of people booking shows. We got a lot of great bands. We got Obscene doing stuff like death metal. There's so many young bands doing things. Demirkus unfortunately just broke up, but they were coming back and just killing it. We played their CD release show. It was amazing. I don't know what it is right now, but something's happening in like central Indiana and in these cities around here. It's so great to see, and I'm glad we get to be a part of it right now. And then you got people like Sean, who come to town and like start putting out these amazing albums, focused mostly around the Midwest, Indiana specifically, and the surrounding areas. He just has that community focus, and I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why things are taking off is because of the sense of community in the metal scene here.
Yeah, we definitely love Sean over here and all things Wise Blood.
Yeah, he's great. He really is.
Sean is one of the best.
Cori, if you have a question, please go through. I think I might, for the most part, be done.
I have my final question. You don't have anything else?
No, not anything that we can get into, I think.
Okay, so my final question. You were in the green room when I asked this of Darren, so you've had time to think on my final question. So I hope you have like the most well thought out, well researched answer. What is your favorite dinosaur, my friend?
Oh my God, I don't.
You didn't prepare at all, and you had time.
I did. My son would chime in and say that like birds are technically dinosaurs or something like that. But no, I would go with the pterodactyl. Is that a dinosaur? The big screechy.
Oh, yeah.
That is a dinosaur, and that is an excellent one.
That's going to be my favorite, because when I used to do backup vocals in my old death metal band, everybody said I sounded like a pterodactyl because I had the high screechy thing going on.
So what's funny is the vocalist for Cattle Decapitation, it is also his favorite dinosaur for that very same reason.
Amazing.
Travis Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
Awesome.
that was his answer when I asked him the same question.
Oh, fantastic.
Amazing. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us on Pulse of the Maggots, my friend. Congratulations on the album. I'm so happy to see that it is doing so well, even beyond your wildest expectations. And again, just saying as a music listener, this album has put me in a better headspace when I'm listening to it, just from, you know, the motions and the lyrics and the music that you guys do. So, like, seriously, thank you for your guys' work.
Thank you so much. That means so much to hear that. Thank you both for having me on here. Appreciate it.
And we can't wait to. And I know it'll take time. I will try to be patient, but we are looking forward to more music when it comes out.
Wonderful. Be sure to share it with you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're always just an email or click away. Everybody, this has been Chris from Mother of Graves. Go pick up their new album, Where the Shadows Adorn. Right now, it is well worth your time, especially as the chill starts to descend upon us right now.